Before I start compiling my cake, I'm going to preheat my oven at 350 degrees. 350 degrees. Preheat the oven. First of all, we are going to prepare our baking dish. Either we put oil and brush it with oil, or you just put the spray which is there. It's a baking spray that you get. Any kind of oil spray, this is just convenient. Generally, baking sprays have a little flour in it, so it coats well. But I'm going to add, because this was just spray of oil, I'm just going to add my coating of flour. Just on the sides, as you see, I'm just going to coat my pan. I'm using a Bundt pan because the baking is very even. You can use any kind of a glass dish as well, as long as it's oven proof. Our dish is ready. We require half a cup of buttermilk for this recipe. So we have taken half a cup of milk. This can be almond milk as well. And I'm going to put a teaspoon of vinegar. When you add it into this becomes like, this is your buttermilk. And then we have a teaspoon of vanilla essence or vanilla extract and about 1/4 cup of water. These we are going to incorporate later once we are compiling our cake. The dry ingredients that we require for our chocolate cake are 1 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour or just flour, which is called Maida, 1/4 cup of cocoa powder that is unsweetened, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We are going to mix all of them together. We are going to sieve it together. First of all, we start off by adding 1 1/4 cup of flour or all-purpose flour. Then we add 1/4 cup of cocoa, a teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. We are going to first just whisk, sieve it so that the aeration is there, and any kind of dirt which is there, it just goes away. It's not there. Now I'm going to do it once more. We'll do it twice so that the cocoa also incorporates and mixes well. Remember, we don't put the sieve down. We keep on leaving it as if it's a mountain. So the aeration is there. This is our dry mixture. We have taken 1 cup of sugar, 2 eggs, and 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. We'll start making our cake by first breaking the 2 eggs into a mixing bowl. And then we just break it. I'm not using a blender or a hand beater. I'm just using my wooden spoon and a mixing bowl. That is a traditional way of making a cake. Just break the eggs. Once you've broken the eggs, we will add the 1 cup of sugar and 1/4 cup of oil. Just regular vegetable cooking oil or regular olive oil. Just add this, and now we are going to mix it very well and cream it. At this time we are going to whisk it very well. See, when you start seeing these kind of bubbles coming up on the sides, that means our mixture is nicely beaten. I'm going to add, this is the vanilla extract, a teaspoon, and mix it. Now I'm going to use the cut and fold method to make our cake. We are using the dry ingredients which we have already sieved and the wet ingredients. So slowly we are going to incorporate our dry ingredients, not at one time and not in a lump, but just a little bit. Maybe 1/4 of it. Gently cut, and this is called fold. Cut and fold, maybe 2-3 times of turning it round and fold. This is very gently. That's why we use a wooden spoon. Don't change the direction. If you're using the clockwise direction, just keep on using the clockwise direction for it. Time to add more. Dry, wet, and cut and fold. It should be a very gentle process because you're aerating the bubbles in it. The baking powder and the baking soda are making it rise. Once this, now again I'm going to put our powder, dry ingredients, the wet ingredients. I have still the water remaining, which will be at the end. I have some flour remaining as well. Just mix it gently. Just cut. Take it 2-3 times round clockwise and cut. So cut and fold. This is the cut and fold method. This is the traditional way of making a cake. A lot of people use a blender to do it, a hand beater to do it, but I like to make my cakes in the traditional way. Now I'm going to add the rest of the remaining powder, chocolate, and the mixture, and the 1/4 cup of water that I had done, kept separately. Gently fold it in. Gently, gently, gently. Mix it gently. Make sure that the aeration is there. This is the main trick, because you're making this from scratch. You're not using a cake mixture which has emulsifiers and risers. You have to just mix it gently. There. So you can see the bubbles coming up. Our chocolate mixture is ready. Now it's ready to bake. This mixture, I'm going to invert it gently. Pour it gently into my pan. Very gently. I'm using a spatula because it's much easier to invert it. You can add chocolate chips on it, or you can add some walnuts. I'm just going to make a plain chocolate cake. I'm putting my cake mixture into a preheated oven of 350 degrees, bake mode, and for 35 minutes. I'm going to leave it in here for about an hour or so to cool it down, and then I'm going to flip it and dry it. After about an hour or so, I have inverted my cake on a drying rack. This really makes it cool and soft. See, you can see it is nicely soft. This is all the flour that I had put. It's a beautiful chocolate cake. My chocolate cake is ready. If you want, you can put icing on it, whipped cream, or any topping. However, I like to eat my cakes plain. Here, I'm going to cut the cake and show you how nice and soft it has become. So nice and easy to cut, and it's really soft. There, all nicely done. So soft and spongy. If you like my recipe, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Also, please don't forget to hit the bell icon for all the updates that I do on my channel. Thank you.